गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन
यमुना तीरावन चारि
यमुना तीरावन चारि
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्री कृष्णनंदन चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। शरण भगवद गीता की जय। 24 ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
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 ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, text 24. Shabdapat. Brahma
ब्रह्मा
Arpanam
अर्पणम्
Brahma
ब्रह्मा
Avihi
अविहि
Brahma
ब्रह्मा
Agnau
अग्नौ
Brahmana
ब्रह्मणा
Hutam
हुतं
Brahma
ब्रह्म
Eva
एव
Tena
तेन
Gantavyam
गन्तव्यं
Brahma
ब्रह्म
Karma
कर्म
Samadhina
समाधिना
Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir
ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः
Brahmagnam Brahmanahutam
ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं
Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam
ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं
Brahma Karma Samadhina
ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना
Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir
ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः
Brahmagnam Brahmanahutam
ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं
Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam
ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं
Brahma Karma Samadhina
ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना। ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः
Brahmarpanam
ब्रह्महविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं
ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं
ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं
ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं
ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना
ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना।
ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्म हवे
Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir
ब्रह्मग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं
Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam
ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं
Brahmaiva Tena
गन्तव्यं
ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना
ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना।
Word by word translation. Brahma,
ब्रह्म
spiritual in nature.
spiritual in nature,
Arpanam,
अर्पणं
contribution.
contribution,
Brahma,
ब्रह्मा
the supreme.
the supreme,
Havihi,
हविः
butter.
butter,
Brahma,
ब्रह्मा
spiritual.
spiritual,
Agnau,
अग्नौ
in the fire of consummation.
in the fire of consummation,
Brahmana,
ब्रह्मणा
by the spirit soul.
by the spirit soul,
Uttam,
उत्तम
offer.
offer,
Brahma,
ब्रह्मा
spiritual kingdom.
spiritual kingdom,
Eva,
एव
certainly.
certainly,
Tena,
तेन
by him.
by him
Gantavyam,
गन्तव्यं
to be reached.
to be reached,
Brahma,
ब्रह्म
spiritual.
spiritual,
Karma,
कर्म
inactivities.
activities,
Samadhina,
समाधिना
by complete absorption.
by complete absorption.
Translation prepared by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activities in which the consummation is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. Purport. How activities in Krishna consciousness can lead one ultimately to the spiritual goal is described here. There are various activities in Krishna consciousness, and all of them will be described in the following verses. But for the present, just the principle of Krishna consciousness is described. A conditioned soul, entangled in material contamination, is sure to act in the material atmosphere, and yet he has to get out of such an environment. The process by which the conditioned soul can get out of the material atmosphere is Krishna consciousness. For example, a patient who is suffering from a disorder of the bowels due to overindulgence in milk products is cured by another milk product, namely curds. The materially absorbed conditioned soul can be cured by Krishna consciousness as set forth here in the Gita. This process is generally known as yajna, or activities, sacrifices simply meant for the satisfaction of Vishnu or Krishna. The more the activities of the material world are performed in Krishna consciousness or for Vishnu only, the more the atmosphere becomes spiritualized by complete absorption. The word Brahman means spiritual. The Lord is spiritual, and the rays of his transcendental body are called Brahma Jyoti. This is spiritual effulgence. Everything that exists is situated in that Brahma Jyoti, but when the Jyoti is covered by illusion, Maya, or sense gratification, it is called material. This material veil can be removed at once by Krishna consciousness. Thus, the offering for the sake of Krishna consciousness, the consuming agent of such an offering or contribution, the process of consumption, the contributor and the result are all combined together, Brahman or the Absolute Truth. The Absolute Truth covered by Maya is called matter. Matter dovetailed for the cause of the Absolute Truth regains its spiritual quality. Krishna consciousness is the process of converting the illusory consciousness into Brahman or the Supreme. When the mind is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, it is said to be in samadhi or trance. Anything done in such transcendental consciousness is called yajna or sacrifice for the Absolute. In that condition of spiritual consciousness, the contributor, the contribution, the consumption, the performer or leader of the performance, and the result or ultimate gain, everything becomes one in the Absolute, the Supreme Brahman. That is the method of Krishna consciousness. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Muttare Swayam Rupa Kadamayan Dadati Swapadatiram Mandeham Shri Guru Shitra Parakmalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sarvijatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In the last class, we discussed about the concept of bondage and the concept of liberation from that bondage. Now in this verse, how while working in this world, one still can not be bound by the reactions, rather gets liberated by that action is described. So as we discussed last time that ordinarily means when our consciousness is absorbed in enjoying to try to enjoy this world, in that consciousness when we do anything, that results in bondage. That is the sum and substance of the principle of bondage. Anything done for one's own sense gratification, that results in bondage. And that is called kama. Atmendriya priti vancha tarakaya kam. Kam, lust. But we have to act in this world. At least we have to maintain the body. At least we have to maintain the society, because human beings live in society. So it is imperative. There is no other way than maintaining the body, because even to practice spiritual life, at least now, because presently we are bound by this body. So therefore, to practice spiritual life also we need to maintain this body. Okay? And then we need to maintain the society also, because one body, then family, and then society. So then, what to do? We have to maintain this body. This is a material activity, to maintain the body. We are doing it something for matter. At the same time, we don't want to get bound by that. And the law is, if you do anything material, anything for in this material world, material activity, then it binds. So then, what is the way out? So the way out is yajna. This is a great science, the science of yajna. This is very unique to Vedas. Any philosophy should have some basic components. One is explanation of material world, why things exist. Then, second, how we can attain perfection. That should be described in any philosophy, to be really a philosophy. That means how one can attain liberation. Because all miseries means, bondage is a misery that everybody can understand, any intelligent man. That we don't want to die, we have to die. We don't want to get diseased, we have to get diseased. So this is all bondage and this is all root miseries. So philosophy should give us an explanation of why we are suffering. It should give us a way out of it. I mean, the goal, ultimate goal, that what is the platform at which we will be not suffering, and the process to reach there. These things should be there in any philosophy. So, we see in Vedic philosophy, all these components are there. There is a description of our present situation and the cause of it, and then a situation where ultimately our constitutional position, and then how to reach it. How to reach it, that part is centered around this yajna. In third chapter, we studied yajnarthat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunte mukta sangha samachara. Yajnarthat karmano, the work should be done as a sacrifice to Lord Vishnu. That means sacrifice for Lord Vishnu means to satisfy Vishnu. When we do homa, fire sacrifice, what is the understanding? That fire, it represents Lord Vishnu. It is the mouth of Lord Vishnu. So, we by our hard-earned labor, we gather different objects to be offered to Lord Vishnu for his satisfaction. So, Lord, you have given us a strength, this body, and by that we have gathered these items, we have worked, and now we are offering it to you. Kindly accept. We came here to this material world for what? To enjoy it. Not to please Krishna, not to serve Krishna. Okay? To enjoy it. Now, yajna is a process by which the conditioned souls who don't want to serve Krishna, they are indirectly again engaged in serving Krishna. Okay? So, therefore Shastra gives this process of yajna for all people, for all human beings. Not necessarily those who are ready to go back home, back to Godhead. Even for those who want to stay here in this world, they want to enjoy. For them also, this process of yajna is given. How? You want to enjoy in this world? You want to live happily in this world? Of course, when Shastra talks about enjoyment, it always talks about real enjoyment. Real in the sense, at least materially it should be real, which is only obtained by pious activities, only by following the laws of universe, laws set by Krishna, Lord. Otherwise it becomes criminal. By crime we can never be happy. That is below civilization. That is not in the Shastras. That is outside. That is demoniac. Okay? The real civilization starts when, okay, we want to be in this world happily. But at least we understand that there are laws governing this universe. We are not independent. We are controlled. So we have to at least abide by the laws of the universe to be happy. From here begins the civilization. Anyone who is not even accepting this fact, no, I will be happy in my own way, that is uncivilized. That is criminal. In any state also this is the level. No? At least any citizen should be ready to abide by the laws of the government. Then he is called citizen. Then he is given a lot of freedom. You can move here and there. You can do different business, different ways to enjoy, to earn money and all. Government supports. But the moment one is not even ready for this level, no, I will not follow any rules. I don't care for anything. I will do my way. Then immediately you become criminal. Right? And then you are further restricted, put in jail. Right? So, so this is a big difference between civilization and uncivilized. Civilization begins when one is ready to accept that there is a universal government and we are the citizens of that universal government. We are bound to follow the laws. Otherwise, we will not be happy at all. Okay. So, when this understanding is there, we have to follow the law of the law. Then there are, okay, what are the laws? These are the law books. Shastra are the law books. This is how you should live in this world. You have to live like government has. Laws are there, how we should live. Similarly, these are the law books. So, like Manu Samhita. There are laws at different levels. That is also one unique thing about Vedas, because it's a mother of all knowledge. So human beings are at different conscious levels. So therefore also there are levels at different laws at different levels. So there are laws for those who are still in a very low consciousness. They are still thinking that we are this body or mind, and they think that we are part of this world and they want to be happy in this world. But they are civilized. At least they are accepting that there is a supreme person. So this is the lowest level of civilization. So the laws governing them are called karma kanda. Okay. So Vedas have different sections: karma kanda, jnana kanda, and upasana kanda. So this karma kanda section is targeted for human beings of this consciousness level. So So there are different prescriptions, different yagnas prescribed that you perform these yagnas and by that you will live happily in this world. These are all pious activities. How to do pious activities and how to avoid sinful activities. It is centered around that. And in that then there are different classification of activities. Nitya karma, Naimittika karma and Kamya karma. 3 categories of activities. Nitya karma, Naimittika karma and Kamya karma. All the karma are classified into 3 sections. Nitya karma, Naimittika karma and Kamya karma. Nitya karma are our daily routine activities. For that there are injunctions. The moment you get up, what you should do? How you should brush your teeth, how you should take bath, how you should not take bath, what you should not do. Such detailed descriptions are there. Because for everything there is a proper way to do it, an improper way. Correct? And like that, Shastra teaches gradually to become aligned, to come to a point ultimately that we again regain our original consciousness to be perfect servant, being perfect servants of Krishna. But it starts at a very, very low level, like a child born, then he's like a wild animal. Child is like what? A wild animal. So we have to gradually tame the child. So like that, Shastra tame us. So the beginning is this level. So small details. Then there are so many descriptions of Shuchi. Shuchi means how to keep clean. Externally and internally. So taking bath is must, for example. You cannot touch anything without taking bath. It's external purification. Then for clothes, always whatever is worn today should be washed, except if it is silk, like that, something woolen. Like that, there is a description of how different items should be purified, how woolen things should be purified. These are all given in Dharma Shastras. Great detail how we should conduct our life. So Nitya Karma. And then in the Nitya Karma also, there are certain activities which are laukik, pertaining to living in this world. So there comes how we should earn our livelihood. So then there comes details of, there are different varnas. People with different psychophysical conditioning. So there are 4 sections, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, according to these 4 psychophysical conditioning. And then there is prescribed way of livelihood for each of them. Okay? And then there is a details of all different kartavyas, the duties of all these different people. What is your duty? What is your duty? And these duties, when performed properly, keep the body healthy, keep the mind healthy, keep the society healthy. And when everything is healthy, then you are happy. That is the essence of happiness. You should be happy. You should be healthy. Correct? So, like that. So, for example, there is a description that so there are ashramas, brahmacharya ashram. So, one should go to the Gurukula at the age of some 6, 7, up to 8. One should go to Gurukula. Those who are having Brahminical nature, those who are having Kshatriya nature, for them they go a little later, like that. And then there will be teaching in the Gurukula about the teaching of the Vedas. And then, so from the Vedas, then one will learn what is the purpose of life, who we are not this body, we are soul. All these basic things will be taught. Because this is a preparation for the whole life. So first the knowledge is given, the most fundamental knowledge is given. Now, We get so many knowledge, but we don't get the most fundamental knowledge. Even after finishing our college studies. We know about so many things, but we don't know about who we are. So therefore, we enter into life, we do some things, and we have not understood very fundamental things. Like you buy something, you buy a car, and you never read how to properly drive, and then you meet an accident, and then afterwards you start opening, what I should do, what I should not do. This is what we are doing. We meet accidents, and then we say, what happened? I am not happy with this problem. Admit, already you have spent 50 years of life, more than half of life. So better to understand it in the beginning. Correct? So then, after graduation from the Gurukula, then Guru by that time he understands the child's nature, everything, and he guides him. And then if he thinks that he should marry, then he will ask him marry. So after going from the Gurukula, then he will marry. So therefore, this marriage institution, Vivaha Yajna, it's called Yajna, Vivaha Yajna. It is not like modern concept of, I like you and you like me and let's live and enjoy together. That is not the concept in the scripture. The concept is marriage is yajna. Everything, yes, we have sex desire. Okay. But that has to be dovetailed in the service of Krishna. Anything which cannot be dovetailed in service of Krishna, that is papa. That is not allowed at all. Because if you do that, you will not be happy, you will glide down to hell. Or you will suffer like anything. So therefore, it is accepted that we have come here and we have this material desire. That's why we are here. So, and we are not ready to immediately give it up. Okay. Karma Kanda is there for them. It's like the child is suffering and the medicine has to be given, but is not ready to take the medicine because it is bitter. So then mother, what she does, she mixes the medicine in honey and gives. So similarly, this karma kanda is like that. Yes, you want to be happy? Very good. I will tell you how to be happy. Shastra, I will tell you how to. Do this yagna, do this, perform like this, don't do this, okay? If you follow this advice, you will be happy. Yes, sir. So following. For happiness, so they are motivated. Yes, it's for, be happy. But what's happening is, there is a medicine involved inside this yagna. Because yagna process is offering whatever is in our possession, whatever we have gained by hard work, again to Krishna, to Vishnu. Some portion of that. So that is the medicine. Previously we thought, I am independent, I will do whatever I want to do. But now, no. There is Supreme Lord accepted. So, and I have to please Him. Whatever I have earned, I have to give Him. I have to please Him. I have to serve Him. And I have to do what He wants. I should not do what He does not want. So this is submission again. Coming back to starting the process again, that I am subservient. So in this way, this starts treatment. This is a treatment. From rebellious condition again to normal condition, beginning. Like in what happens in prison house. Prison house is meant for criminals. And what criminals do there? They serve the government by force. Correct? Strict laws. Yes. And then they are engaged in different activities. Do this. And actually, ideally, prison houses should be reformatory centers, not just the centers for punishment. But the ultimate purpose is what? To reform them. The purpose of punishment is to reform them. So similarly, now Shastras, they are reforming us. God is reforming us. Increments, in small increments, small dose. Yes, you want to be happy? do this, do this, do this. So the yagna starts, sacrifice. Whatever you do, it should be done as a sacrifice of Vishnu, to Vishnu. Don't do anything which is not done as a sacrifice of Vishnu. Don't do anything which is not prescribed in the scriptures. Okay? So, then what is happening? The material activities now they get connected to service. Okay, how to keep body fit, how to keep mind fit, how to keep society fit. So, yagnas are given. You do that and serve Krishna by that. So, medicine is also there. And their purpose of living happily is also served. So, in this way, this is the beginning. So, like Prabhupada says, I give you an example. Like if you take milk, if you drink too much milk or if you drink condensed milk, then you will suffer from diarrhea. And the remedy for that is curd, yogurt. That's a traditional treatment. So same milk in a different form serves as treatment of the disease caused by milk. So action with no connection to Krishna leads to bondage. The same action performed as per his prescription leads to liberation. That is the sum and substance of how we should act in this world. Now, performing this yagna, karma kanda, this is a very gradual process of liberation. Because you go to heaven, enjoy, maximum you will go to heaven, then come back, go again, come back. Many births you will be doing that, and then after some time with purification, because purification is going to happen because there is medicine, and after some time means after many births, you may come to a point to realize what I am doing is going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. This is useless thing. Is there not higher truth than that? And then comes the jnana conversation. Yes, better. Come now to the next part. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. And second part of I want to come out of this. This is useless. This birth and death. Moksha. And then moksha. Okay, go to Brahma Jigya. And then after long duration, and one can come to understand, oh, actually, what is this moksha? Actually, I am servant of Krishna. I should serve Krishna. That is the ultimate. So this is a gradual way, but in the Kali Yuga, this gradual way is not possible. Because to perform this karma kanda, that purity and all that thing, people are not ready for it. So therefore, presently, the yagna for this age is Sankirtan yagna. Chanting the holy name of the Lord. And the direct process. Direct process means you surrender to Krishna. This is a direct process. This is an indirect process. First yagna, and then jnana, and then bhakti. This is lift. Prabhupada used to explain it. Staircase and lift. So it's a direct process. You just surrender. So anyone who is fortunate to surrender, for him, one shot, he will go up to the topmost level. Those who are not ready for it, today also, okay. Sankirtan will gradually purify them, and then gradually they will also become purified. And this gradual process, presently there is no hope. This yagna and all is not possible. Okay. So that is the essence. So in Krishna consciousness also we act. There is no this homa and all, but the essence of the yagna is to do everything to please Krishna. So anyway we have to do work in this world. But in Krishna consciousness, that work is directly done for Krishna. So, brahmachari, grihastha, vanprastha, sannyasa. Always these different ashramas will be there. So, a brahmachari life is just meant to study scriptures and to serve the Guru, learn the attitude of service to Guru. That is brahmachari life. And then grihastha life. Grihastha life is, okay, we need to earn something, to maintain a family, to maintain other ashramas. Brahmachari, vanprastha, sannyasis, they don't earn. They are fully focused on spiritual practices to maintain them. So, honestly earn your livelihood and do charity, maintain, understanding that this is Krishna's wish, and simultaneously, practice hearing and chanting, this process. That is Grihastha life. And then Vanaprastha life, at the age of 50, again wind up everything, hand it over to your sons, and then again you fully focus on hearing and chanting and like that. And sannyas life is for those who are very well trained, advanced, detached completely from this world. Then they should go out and just preach. They are preachers, full-time preachers. That is sannyas life. So in this way, we work in this world. Not that we are going, to Himalayas and just not concerned about this world. Devotees work in this world. Depending on whichever ashram they are in, they work in this world. But that work is simply to please Krishna, and therefore that work does not bind, but that work liberates. That's the essence. Hare Krishna. Time is over. If you have any question, we can. Those who want to go, can go.
One question. Prabhu, like some way we were explaining in evening class about namabhas, a person who chants even unknowingly, then his material, he'll not get reaction, his material desires will also decrease, the
Yes.
propensity, and he will get bhakti sukriti also. So,
He will get bhakti sukriti also.
and so a person who is doing karma kanda, yajna, so he's also dovetailing his activities to serve Krishna. So will it give the same effect? Will he get
No.
bhakti sukriti?
No. This karma kanda activities, bhakti sukriti specifically comes by serving devotees. By serving devotees. When you serve devotee and then you get that some bhakti sukriti when unknowingly you perform some devotional service. When holy name is chanted as a namabhas, then it is it has the effect of nullifying your sinful activities, and in itself it is not exactly bhakti sukriti. Bhakti sukriti is when specifically some devotee you serve him like that. Shraddha Namabhas is different. We are talking of just by indicating something else we chant the holy name. That is Namabhas. By Namabhas, your sinful activities are nullified. But by that you don't get an immediate direct entrance into the bhakti. For that you have to come in contact with devotees and hear about pure devotional service. Okay, like that shloka I was telling, asadu sange bhai Krishna naam hoye na, bahir namakhare bahiraye bate tabu naam kabu nahi. In non-devotee association, Krishna naam hoye na, the pure name never comes. Namakhara you may chant externally, but that is not the pure name. That is not the name. So in Namabhas, this Namabhas also, the great benefit is they are getting sinful actions, sinful desires, all that getting nullified. But still, that Shraddha will not get developed just by that, by Namabhas. Shraddha will not develop by Namabhas. Shraddha will develop by associating with devotees. So that unknowingly associating with devotees, that Agyata Sukriti will bring you closer to devotee association. That Agyata Sukriti. And then you come in contact with devotees, you hear from them, and by hearing that, only your Shraddha will develop. And then you will get entrance into pure devotion service. Now this Yajna process, this is even further indirect. Okay, it's further indirect. That still was in a direct process. But this is very indirect process. This is, you are very much ingrained into, I am here to enjoy this world. Okay? And this yajna process is an indirect way of serving Krishna. It's not direct. Direct Krishna, Krishna's name, Krishna's personality. In the Karma Kanda, there is no understanding of the personality at all. Krishna's personality. When we say yajna, there is a concept of all-pervading Lord. Not as a person, Brahman or Paramatma. Not the concept of personality of God had, having his eternal pastimes. So therefore in Karma Kanda section is very indirect process. So therefore this process gradually gives purification. With that purification, gradually one comes to a point that he is very sattvic, is no sins, very pious, and then because of that piety he develops a respect for the sadhus. But he doesn't understand that the difference between devotees and any other sadhu at different levels. But every sadhu is a sadhu for him. Okay, so he has respect for sadhus, and therefore whenever sadhu comes, he will serve them. So by that service, he will get the sukriti unknowingly. That sukriti over a period of time, performing again and again, when it accumulates, that will give him entrance in Shraddha. And by that he will get entrance into pure bhakti. Now, when it will happen, that is not determined by time. Because devotees are moving on their own accord. Okay? Willing to give them everyone the chance. So, now this person who is performing Karma Kanda, gradually is getting purified and devotees are roaming. So, any moment anybody accepts or unknowingly renders some service, he gets a sukriti, and from there they enter into bhakti. Their chance to enter into bhakti becomes solidified. But if they don't come in contact with devotees, then it is a gradual process, very, very long process, many life. And then when they are very much purified and they have become vairagi, detached, at that time, ultimately it has to be devotee association. Without that, there is no entrance into pure bhakti. More they become purified, more there are chances that they will recognize devotee and they will accept, or they will themselves go searching for sadhus because of that inclination, like that. But ultimately it has to be devotee contact. So this yajna cycle in itself is a very long drawn process. There is no guarantee, there is no clear cut that in this much time. But the moment that Agyata Sukriti is there, serving a devotee, contacting a devotee and doing some devotion service by serving him, that's a very strong point to enter into devotion service.
So, Prabhu, which person, when will he get in contact with some devotee, a person who's doing Karma Kanda? So, is that determined by his, how is that determined? When will some devotee meet him?
That is ultimately when a person will meet the devotee, it's all the mercy of the devotee. But that person's purification prepares him to accept that mercy of the devotee. Suppose he is not prepared, sinful, he meets a devotee, he will not recognize him. He says, he will commit some more offenses against him. He met the devotee, but because he was not having any sukriti, neither material sukriti nor spiritual sukriti, so like Prabhupada's own family members, they met the purest devotee, but they had not that necessary piety to recognize him. So therefore they did not accept him. Him in the sense his teachings, they did not accept him. Correct? But then there were other people who accepted him. So that depends on meeting the devotee. Ultimately it depends on devotees, and Krishna also guides the devotees when he sees somebody is now having some sukriti, agyata sukriti, or having some bhakti, shraddha, little shraddha. Then Krishna also inspires the devotees. He makes them meet, like that. Or devotees are carrying Krishna's mercy in their heart. They are just eager to give this mercy to everyone. So on their own accord, they go on traveling and preaching. Now a person, as he is becoming more and more purified, there is a chance that he will accept that mercy. Because meeting is not just physically meeting. Meeting means he should be having an impression that very good, he's a good sadhu, I should learn something from him. that appreciation, that prepares him to accept his teachings. This is what we are talking about meeting. Otherwise, you can meet, like Prabhupada gives the example that on the Vyasasana there is Khatmala also. You know, on the body there is a mosquito also, of the body of the Guru. So he is there to suck the blood of the Guru. So meeting is not just physically meeting. One can be meeting and he will commit more offenses. But meeting means with an attitude to hear from him, respectful attitude. That depends on this. And when will it happen? So that is not anything guaranteed in that indirect process. Generally, it takes births, many births, to be able to come to that level that one is willing to accept a sadhu teachings. Because sadhu tells hard things. You are not this body. So a person who is not prepared, he will say, they are telling very harsh things. I cannot hear that. They are telling vairagya. They'll go away from that sadhu. It happens, isn't it? When a devotee is telling, many people say, "Pata nahi kya bol rahe hain, mujhe bekar pata nahi samsar mein hai." अच्छा तो है संसार इतना क्यों खराब बोलते हो? And they, in the Karma Kanda section, the people who are following, they have their own philosophy, derived, misderived. They say, sannyas is for those who are impotent, incapable materially. They should take sannyas. Many people believe like that. When you become sadhu, then कुछ तकलीफ हो गई थी क्या? कुछ बहुत परेशानी हो गई थी क्या? Because people think that when person is not able to enjoy this world, then he becomes sadhu. So they have a philosophy behind that. You know? So therefore, they in that way they neglect those sadhus who will tell them the right thing. And the cheaters or the sadhus in that karma kanda level, they are not really sadhus. They will give them perfect prescription how you will be happy. Perform this yagna, you will get this, you will get that, and they will be attracted to them. Okay, they are following shastras. They are not papi, but they are not sadhu in the real sense. They are not telling the highest thing. So like that will happen to them.
So, Prabhu, when we say yagya, it frees one from bondage. So, we are talking about only the
No,
reaction.
their yagna can be also performed at different levels. One is yagna performed with attachment to the fruits and yagna performed without attachment to the fruits. Nishkama karma, and then this is with attachment, kamya. So, when I told about the first level, karma kanda, that is sakam karma. Yagna is performed, but with a desire to enjoy the results of the karma. That does not free immediately. That is very indirect. That is gradually purifying. Ultimately meant for liberation, but not immediately. Very gradual and indefinite. So ultimately yagna is meant for liberation, but that also has gradations. If it is sakam, karma kanda, then it is not immediately. Yes, it will happen sometime. We don't know when. But when it is nishkam, that comes under actually jnana kanda. Performing action without attachment to the results. Okay? Then that is liberating. Very directly. Very much.
We see that we all have been talking in a different way since our childhood. And my doubt is that sadhu is ready to give mercy, but from their side, they are not qualified enough to receive that. And so, what is that thing which will make them to appreciate sadhus? It's like students they are coming, but they are taught in a different way. Still, they are accepting. So, what is that thing which will make them please go there?
That is a purification. That purification of the heart. By in this birth or in previous birth, different types of sukritis. Material sukriti, performing pious activities, at least make them respectful to sadhu. Respectful, because that is the piety. Sadhus, sannyasis, We should offer our obeisances.
Even though they have tendency to that if I respect the sadhus, then in return something good will happen.
Yeah.
Even though they have this.
Yeah, that's what they say ना, पगे पगे लागो, फिर दूसरा वो घर में पैर पड़ने चाहिए साधु के, है ना? All this concept is there that by blessings of sadhu our business will flourish. Marwadi community and all, they are they know this principle very nicely. So from where this has come? This has come from that piety, that respect for sadhus. Okay? And then the sadhu says, but the real sadhu purpose is Santa eva chindanti. The real sadhu, he cuts the knots. Manovya sangamukti bhi. By his words, he cuts. Okay? So it's like hard, but he then goes out. He doesn't stay there because he cannot withstand that. So sadhu comes and goes. Okay? So one thappad, one chata, hey, you are rotting in this world. Okay. And again they will be. But that cutting further purifies them. So by that cutting they are getting purified. But they are not ready for full scale. Okay? So they will continue again their pious activities, this and that. But still they are respecting the sadhus. साधु जी आप एक साल बाद में आइएगा, दोबारा आइएगा, थोड़ा सा डोज फिर दोबारा से some small dose, like that. So it's purifying gradually like that.
So those jivas who have done pious activities in their previous lives, those souls only can come here and appreciate that.
No, it can also happen that when a person without, see, this bhakti sukriti, how it develops. Suppose a person unintentionally, a devotee meets him. Okay? And just by his meeting, by his words, he is also cutting his ignorance now. So it can start from this level. There was no sukriti at all. But his meeting him, his words, he started that purification point for him. So it starts from that level. So sadhus are very important. Just by their roaming, they are purifying their whole earth. Therefore, they are called roaming tirthas. Okay.
Vijay, I want to ask, what is the difference between Lord Ram and Lord Krishna?
Lord Ram and Lord Krishna are the same person, manifesting as Lord Ram. Lord Krishna is when he manifests all his qualities, and when he manifests the qualities with an intention to set an example of how an ideal king should be, ideal human being should live. When he comes to teach that, that is Lord Ram, Maryada Purushottam. Lord Krishna, when he comes, he not only teaches how a human being should live through Bhagavad Gita, but he also teaches what is meant by God. How God lives. That Krishna shows. Rama shows only how a human being should live. But they are same person, but they have different. As Rama, he has a specific role of showing.
Someone has asked a question
Yeah.
here. What is the definition of liberation? And to reach Brahma Jyoti, is that also liberation, which Mayavadis follow? Yes.
So liberation means to becoming free from the effect of three modes of material nature. That means to transcend this material affection, bondage, to enter into the spiritual realm. Now, spiritual realm also, there is Brahmajyoti and then there are spiritual planets. In Brahmajyoti, when you are there, you are just there, soul as a sparks. There is no activity there. It's like light particles in the beam of light. But when you enter into spiritual planets, then there are deities, God, presiding deity of that planet, and there is service. Okay? And then that service also at different level, as a servant, as a friend. So then there are Vaikuntha lokas where there is service only as servant. When you go to Vrindavan, then there is service in as a friend, as mother, as a lover. All varieties of service are there. But there is service in all the planets. So Brahmajyoti is also liberation. But it is not complete, perfect liberation. Because that is not the constitutional position of the jiva to just stay. The constitutional position is to serve. So therefore, that is not complete liberation. Though still it is liberation, it is beyond the material world. So it is still liberation, but it is not yet complete liberation. Complete liberation is when you are at least in service, united in service with the Lord. Now, Mayavadis, Brahmajyoti, they desire to merge in that Brahmajyoti, but Mayavadis generally don't reach that Brahmajyoti because they are offensive to Krishna. They don't accept Krishna's form. There are other types of impersonalists called Brahmavadis who also target to merge or like that, liberation, but they are not envious of Krishna's form. They accept Krishna's form, but they are not attracted to Krishna's form as much as they are attracted to the Jyoti of the form of the Lord. So, because these people are not envious of Krishna's form, they actually can go to Brahmajyoti and stay there for some time, quite some time. So that's the difference. But the target of Mayavadi is also liberation. But because their process is wrong, ultimately they will be defeated in their goal, in attaining their goal. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai.